Hello. One question. When was the last time you rode a cycle? Don't tell me it was like when you were 8 years old. I really wish you have ridden a cycle more recently. And if you haven't, my request, ride one. It's not because it's going to be cleaner and greener transport, which is a benefit, or it will make you fitter, a massive benefit, but I have an ulterior other motive. The cyclists amongst you might already know what I'm talking about, so let me get to it. How much do you care about your car or bike? Do you really care? If you asked me this question some 25 years ago, I would have said emphatically, yes, I do, and very much. But as I look back now, my first two-wheeler, first vehicle, the Bajaj Sunny Zip, it was a capable little machine, but I treated it poorly. Did I really care about it? Clearly not. It suffered because of my teenage angst. I ill-treated it. I actively tried to destroy it so that I could get something else. Thankfully, eventually my father agreed and got me a motorcycle, a CBZ. And you can be sure that my behavior and attitude towards the CBZ was very different from the Sunny. I felt proud about it. I took care of it. I spent a lot of time making sure it was spick and span. I polished it, washed it, all the usual stuff, got it new tires. But while I heaped abuse on the Sunny intentionally, the CBZ suffered too, unintentionally. Because in this case, I wasn't listening to the motorcycle. I was forcing my will upon it. I wanted it to cross 100 kilometers an hour on the speedometer, and it just couldn't. I didn't understand it as a mechanical limitation. I said it's going to happen. So I took this opportunity on a ride down to Bombay, and coming down the Western Ghats, the steepest part and the emptiest section, I gunned it. And guess what? We crossed 100 kilometers an hour. And I blew the head. I didn't realize it then, but when I got down the ghat to Kapoli and saw that there was smoke coming out of the exhaust, I thought that was strange. Much later did I realize that I had actually damaged the engine. What more did I make of it back then? Nothing except that I was unlucky. And the real irony of this whole thing is, at this point, while studying BCom, instead of spending time in Symbiosis at the library, I was actually at the British Council Library borrowing books for automotive engineering, suspension engineering, four-stroke engineering, to learn more so that I could understand how the machine worked. But clearly, it hadn't helped me understand how things work. So when did things change? It really happened when I started working in a garage, my guru Amjad, his garage, where he taught me how machines worked, where he showed me how they work by making me work on them. And here we used to see a lot of motorcycles with dented tanks, with busted fork seals, short shock absorbers, and busted clutches, because Pune back then was a hotbed of stunting. There were lots of youngsters trying to get their art and craft right of stunting. And as they got better, surely the abuse on the vehicles reduced dramatically. But during those days, seeing those bikes come in again and again and having to fix them, I really did feel pain. It felt terrible to have to do those repair jobs time and again. And that's when I started thinking for the machines. I started thinking of them as well. And did it change how I rode them, how I used them, how I drove, how I rode? Well, yes. But did it make them slower, less exciting? Not at all. It actually became more enjoyable because now I wasn't just issuing instructions to the machine and asking it to do what I wanted it to do. It became a conversation. I listened to the machines. I thought about what they were doing, what they were enjoying, what they liked, what they didn't, and learned from it and changed myself to fit into that conversation and make things better. So you could go faster, you could be smoother, you could do more just by listening. And that is mechanical sympathy. knowing when to do what, when to stop doing what. And does that really make a big difference? Yeah, I would say so. It's made so many rides more interesting. It's opened up so many possibilities over the years. And should it make a difference to you? Well, some of you might think that this is not needed anymore. Cars, bikes are super reliable. The machines are honed. They are perfect. And you wouldn't be wrong. But let me just also point out that even at the pinnacle of automobile engineering in Formula One, teams may make a bunch of powertrains, power units. Do they pick each and every one straight up off the bench and dump them in a race car? No, they don't. Because each one of them might be multi-million-dollar power units made to perfection with the same materials, and they're pretty much as close to being handmade as possible to perfection. But even then, there is a difference. Not every engine is as powerful, not every engine is as smooth. So they pick and choose the best ones. So even in mass manufacturing, in big factories, there will be differences. Some vehicles will be a bit smoother, some a bit quicker, some just more efficient. Get to know your machine, see what it likes, work with it, and make your drive and ride more enjoyable. And if you don't care, then you don't care. But if you think you could care and you want to build mechanical sympathy, then I go back to what I said at the start. Hop onto a cycle, find the steepest road you got near you and gun it up there. Or go down your favorite road that you like to drive on your weekends, and try and do even a fraction of the speeds that you would normally do. How long can you hold it? If that doesn't build mechanical sympathy, nothing else will. And I hope you do try it out. And if you do, or if you have already in the past, let us know how it went, how it changed, how you connected with your machine. It would be great to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching.